Snowisuke by bigjackson 5. I have played this map before, and I do have my fair bit of critiques. So I believe we should just get right into it. Right off the bat, it's full bright. That means that there's either a leak in the map somewhere, or there are no light entities, which is not good. There either are no light entities, or there's a leak in the map. You need lighting. The game looks infinitely better with good lighting, so you should be using that. My second major critique would be the lack of waypoints altogether. As you can see up here, it says no .wav file found, trying beta format. Compact, yada yada yada, no beta waypoint data found. You don't have waypoints on this map. As a starter map, the layout is perfectly serviceable, I'd say. It's a little flat, but you're just starting out. That's perfectly okay. I like that you've included this. This is always fun. I always like additions to WADs. When you add something to a WAD and make it truly your own, that's always something very much appreciated. Also, the Left 4 Dead safe room door is pretty fun. The architecture, the general build construction of the map feels like Legos, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if that's what you were going for, but you can make these giant snowballs look a lot better by just triangulating the terrain. There are tutorials online that show you how to do terrain in like Trench Broom and Jackhammer, and you can make it look a lot better. I'd recommend probably using clip brushes to prevent players from going back here. Yeah, you can get all the way back here. I don't think having this area be accessible is necessarily ideal. Yeah, there really isn't much to comment on this map. It's basically a one room. There's a reason that I don't really include that many one room maps in my map reviews, and it's just because there's nothing to really say. Oh, also, you should be clipping your props. I should be able to walk through perks and all. Like, I shouldn't be able to walk through this Jeep, for example. It's not ideal. Let me check this. Yeah, you need to clip brush your windows too. I shouldn't be able to get inside here. Other than that, there's not really much to say. Yeah, it's a weird texture. This is a weird. It's like this is like a separate texture. That's kind of bizarre. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else I can say per se. I can try and strive for round 10. I'll give it my fair shake. I don't want to be hyper negative Nancy. I understand that everyone starts off somewhere. I mean, God, when I started making maps, I thought that the path corner was the waypoint tool. And I put a bunch of path corners around my maps and tried to make that work somehow. Of course, it never did, right? Nyan Cat. Uh, that's the missing texture in the WAD file. It's pretty fun. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. If I had to bundle my criticisms down into a list, I'd recommend adding or fixing the lighting. You can do this by either like fixing any leaks inside the map or by adding a single light probe. And add waypointing. Add proper waypointing. The zombies are just always going to path in the middle right here, and they're never going to find me. Right now, they're able to find me because they're so close that their in-range targeting is actually working, right? But once I buy this door and I get out of their range, they're not going to be able to find me. And I can just shoot them forever. It's just kind of not ideal. Europe. And for my final critique, I'd recommend putting clip brushes around props and windows so that you can't get outside the map and you can't walk through perk machines and props and all sorts of stuff like that. I will say that it's better that you did make this than if you didn't. NZP is severely lacking in content. Like, not the base game, but like the community side is severely lacking in maps. There's only like 100 or so, and once you're done with that, you've kind of seen everything. And you've got to start somewhere. I understand that you can't just be making masterpieces out the gate. You got to actually start somewhere. And if you want like genuine tutorials for that, I used to watch Dimbeak. Uh, I used to map for Half-Life, and it's why I love Jackson. The guy I used to watch was Dimbeak. That guy's kind of an oddball, but like he made really good Half-Life tutorials. Taught me everything I know right now. A lot of the skills that I learned from mapping for Half-Life translate pretty well into mapping for NZP, at least for Jack. So I really should like make a proper mapping tutorial for NZP. I've been working on projects like that. It's just that the Jack support for NZP is going to be discontinued. So I'm just kind of at the end of my rope. I really don't know exactly. Like I'd have to learn how to make NZP maps in an entirely other mapping program, and I need to learn that, and I haven't really been finding the inspiration to do so. So I thought I'd make like mapping advice, which is probably a video I'm still going to make. A lot of those concepts made it into my dev commentary for Loop V2. It's a lot of the same principle. Interconnectivity is very important and all sorts of stuff like that. If you've seen the Loop V2 video, you've seen basically all I've got to say. It's not all I got to say, but you've seen the gist of what I got to say about like advice when it comes to mapping. Also, this door just opens funny. As you can see, if I run away, yeah, it's not ideal. Part of the reason why you want to add waypoints is because right now, okay, so right now my FPS is currently dropping like flies. If I look over here and just let the zombies do their thing, you can see how choppy it's getting, right? That fixes itself as soon as I get into their range. But as soon as I leave their range, it's just going to keep happening. That's a that's the primary reason. Even in maps where like, there's realistically no way to get outside of the zombies' range, I still highly recommend using waypoints. It's absolutely critical, I think. I just don't like that choppiness. I really hate it. And I don't want that to be possible. My jug. I guess I'll buy a double tap too. Why not? I really should. Because, like, I'm kind of torn on whether or not I should. Because I have recorded some things for the Jack tutorial video. And I still think Jack, I personally prefer Jack because you can do all those neat corners very easily. I think there's a reason why you don't see that many corners and not corners, rounded corners in Trench Broom. There's probably not a very easy way to do it. I think rounded corners are a really important aspect to making a map feel less boxy. It's just intent, you know. It's just obvious, I guess. It's kind of weird. The snow texture on here is different to the snow texture down here. Kind of weird. I will say, if you are watching this, map creator, I would like to see like a refined version of this, if you could, you know, that would be very nice. Or even if you could just update this map to include all like proper lighting and waypointing. This is a pretty old map, and I understand you probably don't even have the map files anymore, but if this map got updated, that's one more map that people can play, you know? I think some of the game modes would kill on this map, like what's this? Gun Game. Oh my god, why did I forget Gun Game's name? Holy crap. Yeah, as an itemized list, I would say fix the lighting, fix the waypoints, and fix that awkward door opening. You could do a lot better, I feel. I might create like a tutorial on how to do terrain because it's not immediately obvious. There's no terrain tool. I know for a fact there's just no terrain tool in Trench Broom and Jack. You got to do it manually, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, but it's so worth it. You can get really smooth surfaces with terrain. It's so worth it. My God, most of my maps include some bit of terrain, even if it's not like a major selling feature. Well, that's all. That's all I got to say. This map needs it. This map could use some improvement, but overall, it's very functional. It's not like broken. You can play zombies on it. It just needs waypoints. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a nice day.